What do you feel will be some of the things that will be trending in incentive travel this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we're seeing trending is kind of the how people are looking at incentive trips today. So in the past, even coming out of COVID, organizations were really looking at the return on investment. Now it's more return on experience. So I think that's where it's trending. It's important to recognize top performers, and these top performers are really hungry for experiences. So that's what we're seeing as the trend. And that's exciting to us because that's what we do is we plan experiences, right?
That's so exciting. I would love to pick your brain on how you feel about return on experience. That's something that I've been learning a little bit more about. In the past, it was all about, data, which is still important. But I love that we're putting more focus on thinking about how the attendees feel and what emotions do we want them to have during the trip and what are those memories that we want them to hold on to after the trip. So do you feel like this is a good thing that we could take into incentive travel going forward?
Absolutely. Travel is very emotional anyway, right? Like people travel to see the world, they travel to take in the smells and the sounds and the sights of all the different destinations. So travel's very emotional. I would say that biggest thing with the return on investment that we're hearing from our attendees when we survey them is they've enjoyed spending time with leadership.
I love that.
Time with those senior leaders and the executives and the CEO or the owner of the company, they just value that so much. So that is absolutely important. And then, it's just cash is forgotten, right? And
hmm
experiences are not. And we have five different generations in the workforce right now, and everybody is still coming out of COVID very hungry to travel. They're very passionate about it and having these experiences that they may not be able to either do on their own without this incentive trip is just something that we're just over the moon with. So I love that it's moving towards ROE instead of ROI.
You were mentioning demographics. So we have so many different age groups of people that we might be having on incentive travel trips. So I wanted to dive into that a little bit more. First, let's talk about how do you evaluate the different types of activities you might want to do on an incentive travel trip if there's, different age groups of people that you might be catering to?
Yeah, I love that question. We work closely with the customer, just really understanding who are the attendees and what are their desires, making sure that there is enough opportunity for everybody so that everybody has an option to choose from, whether it be something super adventurous or whether it be just a day at leisure. And a lot of people are looking for that free time. We are baking that into our itineraries. It is so important for them just to gather around the pool and collaborate with their colleagues that they maybe are meeting for the first time or seeing again after the last year incentive trip or whatnot. So making sure that there is something for everybody. There is not an activity that's a one size fits all. It really needs to be customized to that group.
I love having that element of choice. That's another trend that I'm hearing is kind of having a menu of different things that people can choose from. Some people might feel more fulfilled by going on a high energy city tour, whereas some people might want to stay in and do a tasting of some sort. So I love having that element of choice. Do you have any other recommendations of how planners can incorporate more elements of choice in incentive travel trips?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a big uptick in wellness as well. So any yoga activities in the morning to kick off their morning, spa activities, that's always a big one. We manage spa appointments for our attendees, and those are usually the first appointments to get booked up or the first
Definitely.
activities. Yeah. And then I would say having two different activities, like half day, these full day ones are really not as impactful to the attendees as much
Hmm.
anymore. So they'd rather have like two half day activities. So maybe something super adventurous the first day, and then the second day is more relaxing, and I'm going to go to the spa and relax my muscles from my adventure.
I feel like I would definitely do something like that. Maybe in the beginning of the day, I want something upbeat and then I want something a little bit more relaxing in the evening. Or, like you said, maybe one day is more high energy and the next day is a little bit more relaxing. I would definitely be hitting up the spa. I know for sure I would love that if I was on a trip like that.